Hey, church, good morning, friends. Here we are. We're going to finish out chapter 1 in the book of Philippians, verses 27 through 30. And what I want you to see is really just kind of the way Paul is telling us that we should live. He says this: only let your manner of life be worthy of the gospel of Jesus Christ, so that whether I come and see you or am absent, I may hear of you, that you are standing firm in one spirit with one mind, striving side by side for the faith of the gospel, and not frightened in anything by your opponents. This is a clear sign to them of their destruction, but to you of your salvation, and that from God. For it has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ, you should not only believe in him, but also suffer for his sake, engaged in the same conflict that you saw I had, and now hear that I still have. Here's what Paul is doing. The language he's using is indicative of citizenship. And so he's telling us, because you're a citizen of the kingdom of heaven, live like one. Right? Here's maybe a good way to think about if what I'm doing is the right thing to do. If Jesus was watching me, would I still be doing it? Or maybe more to the point, does my lifestyle reflect well on the citizenship of heaven? On, like, people look at me and they see what people in heaven are like. Do they see what people in heaven are like? A couple questions just to reflect on. Do you notice here the way Paul is emphasizing the unity and the strength of believers together? Let's listen to what he says. He says, stand firm in one spirit, one mind, side by side, not frightened. Christian, can you say that you're not frightened because of the fellowship of believers that surrounds you? Second question that maybe I just want you to think about. Did you notice in verse 29 where he says, it's been granted to you for the sake of Christ to suffer for his sake? Do you notice the giving of suffering, just like the gospel? Right? We're saved, if you're with us in Romans, by grace alone, faith alone, Christ alone. Not only are we saved that way, but God's given you the opportunity to defend the kingdom of heaven, to suffer for his name's sake. And what does that mean to you to think that God put you out there as a warrior for him?